everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Wow, it's been a while since I've said that. Every time I come back with videos I say that I'm going to keep filming them, and I get busy and I do a lot of stuff, so I apologize for that, but I kind of wanted to give an update and a talk about where this channel is kind of going to go in the future. I'm a junior in college now. I started this YouTube channel I believe in my either last year of middle school or first year of high school. So I've had this for a while, at least 6 or 7 years, if not 8 or 9. Definitely not 9, but probably 6 or 7. Anyways, I have changed my mind a lot. You guys have been here throughout my college journey. I have changed my mind. I went in a business student, switched to pre-law, switched back to business, switched to accounting. I did a lot of switching, finally found something that I'm happy with and I want to stick with, and I think from now on this is going to be my journey through that, through college, through studying, doing some study with me's, showing you guys how I take notes because I've changed a lot of different things, showing you guys how I've been successful in my studies because I've really been able to raise my GPA. So if you guys are interested in a video on raising your GPA or things like that, or how to bounce back kind of from a bad semester, I've been thinking about doing some videos like that because pretty much right now that's all my life is studying, working, studying for the GRE. So I don't remember the last time I told you guys I was a pre-law student. I believe that's the last update video I made, but I could have told you guys that I switched back to business. When I made that pre-law video, I was pre-law for a little bit. I never actually took pre-law classes. I was planning to take pre-law classes, but I did a lot of research, talked to some people, and realized it kind of wasn't my speed. I love politics, and I thought maybe I wanted to be a campaign manager, which wasn't really fitting with pre-law, or maybe I wanted to go to law school and not become a politician because I don't think I wanted to be a politician, but work in law because I find it very fascinating. Switched out of that because I realized it just wasn't something that I foresaw myself doing for a long time. Then I switched back to business, went to accounting because I really did well in financial accounting. And I really liked it. I really liked my professor. I was good at it. Honestly, I did pretty well in the class and I was pretty good at it. I got A's on all my exams, got like a 98 in the class. They asked me to tutor the class. Like, I was pretty good at it. Not to tutu, but anyways. I went and got an internship in accounting because I was convinced I was going to become a CPA, either go back and get my master's to become a CPA or take a 5th year and become a CPA, because you have to do so many hours of upper level classes in order to be able to sit for the CPA exams. Went and did an accounting internship and realized it was just not what I was cut out to do. It's a lot of, and I know that I should have known this going in, but way more desk work than it is just any interaction with people, and it was a very high stress job, very demanding. I was a part-time intern, and at one point they wanted me to work 40 hours, and I was like, listen, I'm still going to school. And it was for a fairly large company, and I really enjoyed my coworkers. I really never had a problem with any of them or people in the company. I think I just wasn't fit to do that job. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean it's something that you're supposed to do. So then I was back to the drawing board. I called my parents and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea. So I started taking all these aptitude tests. I was like, somebody tell me what to do in my future. Went and saw my advisors. So I narrowed it down. I decided that I needed a job that involves working with other people, pretty much hands-on. It's not too much desk work because it's just not my thing. And so I narrowed it down, started looking around, and I stumbled across speech language pathology, which is it's not super popular, but a lot of people know what it is. And it's usually, their main thing is they can work in a lot of different areas, but if they're in a hospital, a lot of times they'll do swallow tests for people. They help people with aphasia when they forget how to speak. They help people with, relearning speaking, or helping teach them how to learn, like how to speak. Basically, if they're nonverbal, either teach them how to speak with their own voice or speak in different other ways, like communicate in different other ways. So I was interested in that. I have always felt like I wanted to work with people with special needs, and I kind of pushed that to the side because I really enjoyed working with people with special needs. I used to volunteer at a camp near me that's fully adapted for people with special needs. They have like a zip line for people that are in wheelchairs. They have archery for people who, you know, are medically fragile. They're very well adapted to suit anybody with any disability, and I went and volunteered there and I really, really enjoyed it. But I kind of pushed it to the side for a really long time because I was good at business, so I thought, you know, I'll just stick with business. And I realized, like I said before, just because you're good at something doesn't mean it's what you're supposed to be doing. And so I just assumed, oh, I'm good at this, I'm just gonna do this. But it doesn't mean that you'll enjoy it. You could be really good at something and not enjoy it. So it's good to find something when you are good at it and enjoy it. So I worked there, I really enjoyed it, but that was years back, and I didn't really think about it because I didn't really know. I was uneducated on what you could really do with people with special needs. I just assumed, you know, it's mostly special needs teaching. And I enjoy teaching, but I don't want to be a teacher, basically. So I was researching, and I stumbled across occupational therapy. And my dad works in the healthcare field, so I asked him about it, and my dad was talking to me about it, and I did some research about it. I shadowed some people, and I was like, wow, this is what I've been looking for. So I switched my major to kinesiology. So kinesiology, if you don't know, is essentially the study of the body and the study of body movements and adapted body movements and things like that. So a lot of my classes right now are looking like, I'm taking a motor development class, I'm taking a medical terminology class, a nutrition and fitness class, anatomy. So a lot of it is very science heavy, obviously, because if you're studying the body, science heavy. And I love my classes. I have shadowed a couple occupational therapists, one with children, one in a hospital setting, and there has not been one time that I've looked at anything that an occupational therapist has done and been like, I don't like this. I truly enjoy looking at all areas of occupational therapy because there's so many. And if you don't know what an occupational therapist is every single activity that we do in our daily lives falls into one of 8 occupations. So it's not about getting a job, but for children, their main occupations are going to be play, sometimes sleep, but any action that you have falls into an occupation, whether it be, you know, self-care, so like things like hygiene or, you know, taking care of yourself, sleep, occupation, play, mainly for children, but also for adults. Adults also need to have some leisure time, so play. So there's all different occupations, and your job as an occupational therapist is to either help someone adapt or, you know, work as best they can to fulfill those things in their occupation. So occupational therapists can work in a hospital, they can work in home health, they can work in nursing homes, they can work in pediatric facilities, they can work truly anywhere. And so what made me I was tossing up between OT and SLP, speech language pathology. And I never really considered PT, physical therapy, because I'm not as interested, as much as my degree focuses on, you know, it does kind of focus on gross motor movements. It's not as interesting to me as occupational therapy was, or SLP. So I ended up looking into SLP, and a lot of SLP to me was not as much what I wanted to do. I don't find swallow tests as interesting, and a lot of times if you work in a hospital, the main thing you're going to be doing is swallow tests, and there's nothing wrong with that, just not something that I was interested in. And the language component is very interesting to me, but I didn't foresee myself doing a whole career in it. So I stuck with occupational therapy, and yeah, so this shirt is actually from the Occupational Therapy Club at UCF, but I have joined a couple clubs with that. I currently work at a facility for people with motor disabilities, specifically cerebral palsy. A lot of the people there have cerebral palsy. I work with some of the younger kids, and I absolutely love it. I love going to work every day. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing the kids. I look forward to helping them. The other day I was at work and like almost started crying because it's just, it feels good to help someone who, you know, just wants to, you know, live their life as easily as they possibly can. Not, I was going to use the word normal, but there is really no standard of normal. They just want to live their life in the way that's easiest, most convenient for them. And so getting to help someone do that, incredible. So I do that. I also volunteer at a club with kids with special needs, and it's supposed to be for socializing them. It's at a pool, so they get to swim, socialize with other kids, and also socialize with us. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing that. And then I have joined the pre-occupational therapy club, so I'm trying to, you know, get as much experience as I can, because I'm kind of a little bit behind since I didn't come into school as early as, like, knowing exactly what I wanted to do. But it's okay if you don't. And let's see what else. I am still on track to graduate in 4 years, which is unbelievable because I took a decent amount of business classes, but I did fulfill enough to get a business minor, so my degree is going to be a Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology, and then a minor in business. And then, let's see, I am planning to apply to OT schools this coming summer, so I'm going to document that whole process as well. Like I said, from now on, I'm pretty much just going to use this channel to document as much as I can, to talk to you guys kind of about what I'm doing if you have any questions, show you guys how I study, because I've had to study a lot, and I've had to adapt how I study a lot, because studying for business was very, very different than studying for science classes. Studying for all different areas is very different. Studying for math is really different from studying for science, and studying for business is different than all of those. Doing art is different than those, so everything is very different. So I was going to kind of update with you guys about how I've changed that. I have a new method for studying that is just, I have all A's in all my classes right now. It's fantastic. I'm not saying that it's like some genius way of studying, but it's really helped me kind of be able to be super successful, raise my GPA, which is great because I need that for grad school, studying for the GRE. I'm going to document how I'm studying for the GRE. So I have a lot of cool videos coming your way that I'm planning on pumping out to you guys. So I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sorry that I haven't been back in so long, but I am excited to be back, and I'm excited to give you guys some tips on what you guys can do to be successful in college. And I mean, I'm not in grad school yet, but applying for grad school. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you back here later. I promise that I will be back here later. Bye.